Welcome back to the scooter spot. In this video we're taking a look at the Swagtron Swagger 5, a scooter that I was very skeptical of. We're going to talk about the price, the features, and who should buy it. Before we dive in, I have to address the elephant in the room. This is a scooter I was very reluctant to review because of the name. The name is just flat out bad. It's a brand I feel somewhat silly endorsing, and I feel embarrassed to ride a scooter that has the word swag in big bold letters for all to see. The website is also a little off-putting. Something about the design and bright colors doesn't scream trustworthy to me. After trying the scooter though, I actually liked it. Here's why. The Swagtron Swagger 5 is sold for $400, making it a budget commuter scooter. We're not in low-end territory or high-end territory, so we should see a quality build with some decent stats. Because of this price though, we should expect to see some trade-offs for performance, so let's see what that looks like for the Swagger 5. The Swagtron Swagger 5 offers a top speed of 18 miles per hour and a range of 11 miles. This is the trade-off I was talking about. The speed is fantastic, but the range isn't that great. I will say though that the overall numbers here make sense for this price. You tend to see similar scooters go 15 miles per hour with 13 to 14 miles of range. Swagger just opted to boost the speed at the expense of the range. Overall, there are plenty of commuter scooters that go 18 miles per hour, but I haven't seen one that does for this cheap. The standout feature of the Swagger 5 is its honeycomb tires. This is a feature I've come to love across many scooters because it combines the advantages of solid tires and pneumatic tires. The solid nature makes it resistant to popping and piercing, while the honeycomb pattern helps soften bumps in the road. There is no dedicated suspension in the Swagger 5 though, so you can expect to feel any cracks or shakes during your ride. Moving to the handlebars and display, the design is simple and I personally think it looks and feels a little lackluster. Starting with the handlebars themselves, the texture doesn't look that great and feels just okay. Now moving to the throttle, this is one of the worst ones I've encountered. It looks and feels plasticky. The traditional brake on the left doesn't have a great aesthetic. I can't put my finger on why, I just don't like the way it looks. Finally, moving to the display, I think it looks clunky and crowded. It shows your speed and battery life, which I like, and it also adds in your light and Bluetooth indicators. I think my main issue here is that the power button takes up so much of the prime real estate for information that everything else is forced to go awkwardly high. So, the display doesn't only occupy the circular area in a neat manner. Overall, everything works fine, but the Swagtron Swagger 5 definitely has a cheap look and feel when compared to other budget scooters. Moving down the scooter, the Swagger 5 has a surprisingly great folding mechanism. It's super easy to unfold, hook the handlebars into the back wheel, and unfolding it back to riding. The deck looks pretty nice with some texturing to give you some traction, but it isn't one of the widest out there. Something also to call out is the kickstand, which is maybe the bulkiest one I've seen. Not really a pro or a con, just something I noticed. Before we talk about who should buy the scooter, please give a like if you're finding the information in this video to be helpful. It helps us review scooters and make videos just like this one. Despite an initially off-putting name, I think there is a target audience for this scooter. I'd recommend the Swagger 5 for anyone looking for a budget scooter and is more concerned about speed rather than range. The baseline stats of the scooter are solid. Swagtron has just chosen to allocate the power more towards speed. Also, going back to the name, the branding isn't as bad in real life. The website and advertising is all a bit too flashy for me, but once you get the scooter out to a trail or a road, it's not that overbearing. I still don't love having the word swag on my scooter, so I'd find a way to cover that up if this were the scooter I were riding every day. Before I close up and outright recommend the Swagtron Swagger 5, as I was reviewing it, I realized it was extremely similar to another scooter, the Highboy S2. The S2 is $70 more, priced at $470, and it also offers great speeds, great folding, and honeycomb tires. For the extra money though, you get 19 miles per hour, superior range with up to 17 miles, and an overall better quality scooter in terms of feels and looks. So if you're interested in the Swagger 5, I'd strongly consider the Highboy S2 if you're willing to pay a little bit more. The Swagtron Swagger 5 initially turned me off with its name and website branding, but when I tried it out I found a surprisingly great scooter. It stands out as the fastest scooter in this price range and comes packed with other quality features as well. The trade-off for this deal though is that the details of the Swagger 5 like the handlebars and deck aren't as polished as other scooters. If you're interested in checking out the Highboy S2 I mentioned earlier, check out my review of the Highboy S2 Pro. It's the more expensive model, but has the same overall design and feel as the standard S2 model.